Back live with you on the Newsfeed PM. Thanks for staying on. Higher Education and Training Minister Dr. Nobuhle Nkabane missed a deadline to submit to Parliament the names of the independent selection panel that oversaw the recent appointments to SETA boards. The panel was responsible for selecting 21 chairpersons last month, the appointments that have since drawn criticism over alleged political bias. To unpack this, we're joined now by the DA's Member of Parliament, Karabo Khakhau. Good to have you, Karabo, and thank you very much for your time. You're calling this defiance, the minister defying Parliament. Well, the minister would say, I did respond to Parliament. I asked for a postponement while I get permission from the so-called panel members to divulge their names.
Yeah, Dumela and Luli, thank you so much for having me, and good afternoon to all your Newzroom Afrika viewers. So you would note that the committee meeting that she appeared before, in that meeting, she was very hostile towards the portfolio committee, very evasive in her responses to the composition of her so-called selection and evaluation panel that she claims gave her advice on the final compilation or the final appointments of the SETA board chairpersons. You would note that we had 573 applications, and the 20 that were finally chose, she claims, and her department claimed that they were given to her as advised by the selection and evaluation panel. And obviously, whoever does work on behalf of government, unless they are part of the security cluster and undercover agents, is a subject of public understanding and is a subject of parliamentary understanding. So for her to come to Parliament boldly and arrogantly to tell us that it's none of our business, and if it is any of our business to know who those people are because they are volunteers in her description, she needs to go seek advice from those people. That does not land well with the portfolio committee. It certainly does not land well with the Democratic Alliance. And even though the committee gave her more time to go compile this report of hers and give it to us, the deadline that she had was the 11th of June. She missed that deadline. Instead, she asked for extra time until the 30th of June. Now, two things. One, I've already said that you don't need their permission to tell us who they are because they're doing state work, and they are doing state work that its consequence is how 19 billion rands of the state's coffers is governed altogether. But two things. One, if Minister Godongwana is able to give President Ramaphosa a report about this, surely she can give the same report to Parliament. So there's no need for her to need more time to ask permission weirdly altogether, particularly because she indicated in the letter that she wrote to the portfolio committee that she has sought legal advice, and the legal advice has told her that she is legally mandated to tell Parliament who these people are. So the next request for her for permission is just a time buying tactic altogether, which we do not buy, because there's also a suspicion that these people may not exist, but actually may be just a smoke screen for Luthuli House. But number two, the bottom line here that we are referring to as the Democratic Alliance is that we do not have time for Minister Nkabane to thumbsuck and create a scapegoat panel that exists, or to buy time to make it politically cute, particularly because the people who she appointed have shown the proof is in the pudding, that most of them are aligned to the ANC, predominantly from KZN. They're aligned to the national chairperson of the ANC, Mantashe, and it's a clear case of cadre deployment and politicization of the SETA space. So we do not want that. And that's why in the letter that I wrote on behalf of the Democratic Alliance, I referred specifically to Rule 167 subsection A of the Rules of the National Assembly, which are read concurrently with sections 14 of the Powers, Privileges and Immunities of Parliament and the Provincial Legislature Act 4 of 2004. So it is not up to Minister Nkabane to tell us when she's going to come out with the truth. It is up to Parliament to dictate those terms. And I look forward to the next meeting, which Chairperson Lizzie has responded to say that conversation will be ventilated.
What provisions of the POPIA Act is she relying on to say, well, according to the POPIA Act, I need to have the permission of the particular said individuals to reveal their names?
Nobody knows, and I'm not sure if she knows either, because if she knew, she would have referred us to that. And you would know that the POPI Act completely is against the personal divulgence, the divulgence of personal information of individuals. Now, the Democratic Alliance and the Portfolio Committee never asked for these people's IDs. We never asked for their home addresses. We never asked for their cell phone numbers or anything of that sort. We didn't even ask how many children they have, if they have a cat or a dog, or which car they drive. We just wanted to know who those people are. If you, as a minister that earns a salary that is paid for by the taxes of the people of the Republic of South Africa, who sent you to go represent their interests governed by the Constitution of the Republic of South Africa, whatever decision you take is a matter of public scrutiny. So if you're going to go create a selection panel that is going to dictate who's going to be appointed, and in their appointment spend 19 billion rands at the state coffers, you should be prepared to become clean to the same republic and to the same parliament of who those people are. Doesn't matter whether they're volunteers or not. The bottom line is that they were doing state work that you gave them the responsibility to. And if they exist, it shouldn't be a problem that you should give us those names. Yeah. And if they don't exist, equally, you would have lied to Parliament, and then the Popo saw dance.
You're saying in your statement there's no more room to maneuver. The committee has exhausted its generosity. Is this a DA position in that committee, or are all members of that committee at that level where they feel that the panel should be summoned by Parliament?
So the Democratic Alliance has written yes to say that we have exhausted our generosity. We've even been too cute from the word go. But other political parties have also raised the same dissatisfaction. All other political parties in the same committee other than the ANC have registered the same dissatisfaction. So it's a matter of come 18 June, now on Wednesday in that meeting, it should move on, because even the parliamentary legal advice that we've received as far as from the committee side has said that there's absolutely no reason why the minister cannot tell us who this panel is.
If this move to summon the panel does not succeed, what's the next step from the Democratic Alliance?
Then we would obviously have to look at other methods through the public protector as one of the other options.
Karabo, we appreciate your time. Thank you very much for coming on. Member of Parliament for the Democratic Alliance there, Karabo Khakhau, on the minister missing her deadline again, supposed to be the 11th of June. She has now written to the committee saying, well, she would like an extension to the 30th of June, citing the POPIA Act as an excuse, saying she would need to ask for permission from these individuals to reveal their names. Of course, that story is one that is developing. We did reach out to the department to get their reaction to this. They have promised, of course, to talk to us at a later stage.